Innovation is a tricky thing, isn't it? The vendors love the innovation. Tomaz here, he loves innovation as well. We in sales, not so much. So innovation is always a balance between the two. So every innovation and any innovation, of course, is necessary. This drives us forward. But we need to be very careful. When do we introduce the innovation? When do we put a new products to service? When do we do things differently than we did it so far? You know, it is a process which doesn't happen overnight. It's a process which takes time to implement. And we did, I like to think that STN is an innovative company which invests a lot into the new technologies and the new inventions, if you like. And we did turn some into the profit. On the other hand, because we are trying to be, let's say, a leader in the business, we also have to introduce some of the technologies, some of the innovations which financially don't make much sense at this stage, of course. And here particularly I would like to mention maybe the UHD television. It's a very nice thing, isn't it? I mean, we all love it. Everybody wants it, you know. And I must say, I'm a pretty technological freak, but you know, at my home, I have a beautiful television, but it's not 4K. So it will take me a while, even me who actually, you know, are in the business, to convert into the UHD television. So it's all the balance of the consumers, and for us as a teleport, as a provider of services, of the media services, we love to launch the UHD, of course. But is it profitable? Not at the moment. You know, it is something that we need to do as a leader. And we do it, but it's very costly. The equipment is very costly. The satellite operators love it as well, but they really don't, because it's kind of the space that nobody wants to pay for at the moment, because the encoders are still, or let's say the megabits which kind of these stuff channels use are still. There's still a lot of them, you know, and I think the equipment, the encoding equipment, becomes on a level that is sustainable, and that the television station will be prepared to pay. Until then, it's just going to be something. It's nice to have. Cost a lot of money. You have to do it. But bringing money, not so much.
Well, on the other hand, I have a 4K television set. But unfortunately, no 4K content yet. Now, I'll talk about 4K in a minute, but I would just like to add that, yes, I do like innovations, and I think it is very important to follow where the industry, where the technology is going, for sure. I also think that one of the key elements here is to talk to our customers and see where they are going, where they want to go, and support them with that. You know, in this way, we are serving our customers the way they wanted to, and I'm sure in this way, by understanding the needs of the customers, the future needs of the customers, and the future where the technology is going, we'll be able to continue to do so in the future. Now 4K, right? I mean, I'm sure that we'll see, one of the questions that I ask myself is, what will be the key driver? Will it be Netflix and such services, or will there be 4K Blu-ray players, which I believe are coming this year? I saw on Amazon that some of the 4K Blu-ray movies are already on. Will this be the driver? We'll see. I'm also confident that 4K combined with HEVC, while I agree with Mitja that today, you know, you need 18 megabits in HEVC for that, we'll see the same trend as we saw with MPEG 2 and the same trend as we saw with MPEG 4, being that there will be more powerful encoders, more powerful pre-processing, which will reduce the megabits needed for a 4K television, for a 4K channel. Now, will 4K stay? Who knows? Will it happen with it the same thing that happened with 3D? Who knows? Will 4K just be an interim before we get to 8K? Who knows? But you know, I must say it's an interesting time that we live in, and we'll continue to, well, or at least I will continue to follow the technology closely, and yeah, maybe make Mitja not so happy, but you know, what can you do? Now, again, being a CTO, of course, I like technology, and I would, buy every new gadget on the market that there is. But there's a catch. I think that the better approach here is to establish a waiting period and see, just take a step back, look at the technology, you say, wow, great, but do we need it immediately? Let's take a step back. Let's see what happens. Of course, you continue to follow it, but let's take a step back, not invest immediately in that. I mean, I know a couple of examples where some companies got burned, especially because of the 3D. They invested heavily, and it was a very expensive equipment, especially production-wise and everything, not just as a teleport. I'm also talking about the TV stations, and it just didn't pick off. So that is always a problem. However, by saying that, I'm also very much against the ostrich approach, right? I mean, that can be as damaging, if not more, than to be the forerunner, or the technology. Especially if you try to bury your head not in a sand, but if the floor is made out of concrete.
Well, there's not much more to say. I think Tomaz said it all. You have to put it on the waging scale. And I think you have to decide for yourself when is the right time to introduce the new technology, when is the right time to invest, and that's all what it is. So.